In this video, I'm going to show you how to read and understand the basics of tarot cards, and we're doing that in 20 minutes starting right now. Hi, I'm SJ and this is Infinite Fire Readings, and in this video I'm going to show you how to read and understand the basics of tarot cards, whether you're a completely seasoned professional reader or whether you're brand new to the mystical world of tarot. After watching this video, you'll have a clearer understanding of the cards, which will completely level up your reading skills for yourself and for anyone else that you read for. Let's jump straight in. For starters, what is tarot? Without going into too much depth, early tarot originated in approximately 15th century Italy and was actually originally designed to be used as a playing card game, similar to that of the commonly known game that we play today called bridge. And it wasn't until the early 20th century when the most commonly known and still regularly used tarot deck, called the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, was created predominantly for the purposes of fortune telling. It is from this deck that most of the contemporary tarot decks today stem from, and currently, tarot is used commonly for fortune telling and spiritual guidance, as well as elaborate problem solving, and has had huge growth within the online community within the last decade or so, where anyone with access to the internet can click a button and connect with a live tarot reader in moments. It's a practice that is very much still alive and thriving today, and also expanding in its own unique way with all of the decks that are constantly emerging. So whether you're super spiritual, religious, completely atheist, or anywhere in between, tarot is much more than just about predicting future events and your love life. It's a creative association tool and can be very useful if used correctly to unlock your own subconscious thoughts and make uncommon yet insightful connections. So let's jump right into what makes up a tarot deck. A tarot deck commonly consists of 78 cards, though it's not uncommon for contemporary decks and even older decks to include extra cards in their deck design. It's always a good idea to get familiar with whichever deck you are reading with, and take the time to read the guidebook, which most tarot decks do come with. Although a lot of the meanings of the cards are quite similar, slight differences and variations can occur between decks, and the differing artists who created each deck. So it's good to gain a thorough understanding of your own deck. And in time, if you persist with your journey of reading the tarot, you'll certainly find at least one, if not a couple or more decks that you really resonate with. I personally use 3 main decks: the Fountain Tarot, the Wild Unknown Tarot, and the Golden Thread Tarot. As you can see, they are all vastly different in appearance and design. I use each of them at different times and depending on my own personal energy as a reader, and it took me several years to discover each of these decks and add them to my collection. So keep in mind, it may take a bit of time to find the decks that really resonate with you. The thing to understand as soon as possible about tarot is that each card has varying interpretations and therefore can be read slightly differently in each reading based on both the cards around it and your own interpretation at the time. You can learn a wealth of information about the tarot, though there are always new combinations of cards coming out in each reading, which shifts and changes their meaning as a whole. So alongside gaining knowledge, reading tarot is a very intuitive process. So it's really a lot about understanding how you as a reader interpret the cards and how you as a reader feel called to read the cards at any given moment. When it comes to easily reading the tarot, there are 5 main aspects of understanding how to read the tarot, which I believe can be broken down into these parts here. The Major Arcana, the Minor Arcana, the 4 suits, the court cards, and the numbers. Understanding these components are gold and are really going to give you a greater understanding and intuitive feel for each reading. We'll start with the Major Arcana. Out of the 78 common cards in a tarot deck, 22 of these are the Major Arcana. Arcana meaning secrets or mysteries. The Major Arcana are dominant over the Minor Arcana, and represent life lessons or themes in the life of the person being read for. The idea of the major arcana is that the Fool, which is card 0, being both the start and the end of the major arcana, is taking a soul journey and is traveling through all of the other major arcanas, aka life lessons in the tarot deck, from 1 all the way through to 22, which is the world, and is about completions and cycles finishing. After his journey, the Fool is now a lot wiser and more knowledgeable, and is ready for his next journey, where this learning cycle can start all over again. If you see a lot of major arcana coming up in a reading, you can interpret that a lot of major events are coming up or happening in the life of the person being read for. The specific cards of the major arcana in order include the following: 0, the Fool; 1, the Magician; 2, the High Priestess; 3, the Empress; 4, the Emperor; 5, the Hierophant; 6, the Lovers; 7, the Chariot; 8, Strength; 9, the Hermit; 10, Wheel of Fortune; 11, Justice; 12, the Hanged Man; 13, Death; 14, Temperance; 15, the Devil; 16, the Tower; 17, the Star; 18, the Moon; 19, the Sun; 20, Judgment; and 21, the World. The Minor Arcana. After we have stepped through the Major Arcana, all of the remaining 56 cards are the Minor Arcana, and they consist of 4 suits, of which are similar to that of a regular 52 playing deck, and each ranging from Ace through to 10, and then include 4 court cards in each suit: the Page, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. Where the Major Arcana is about life lessons and themes, and dominates over the Minor Arcana, the Minor Arcana is more about the everyday happenings, events, people, and situations of our life. If I see a spread with a lot of Minor Arcana, I know that the person or people I am reading for have a lot of everyday happenings occurring. Or it could also be a reading that is getting into the nitty-gritty of one specific event or situation. Reading tarot is always quite subjective, and each reading can be quite different from the last. So it is important to use your intuition whenever you read. The 4 suits. The Minor Arcana are made up of 4 suits, which are usually named the following: Pentacles, Swords, Wands, and Cups. They can also be known as other names, such as Pentacles for coins and Chalices for cups. The suits can be broken down into different elements and aspects, and this is fundamental in understanding how to read the cards in each spread with accuracy. I'll break it down for you now. For the elements, Pentacles connects with Earth, Swords connects with Wind, Wands connects with Fire, and Cups connects with Water. They can also be broken down into the mind, body, heart, spirit components as follows. Pentacles relates to the body. Swords relates to the mind. Wands relates to the spirit. And Cups relates to emotions. These aspects and elements also connect with other components. For instance, Pentacles linking to the body is very much linked with the 3D and tangible reality. Swords, which is linked to the mind, connects of course to thoughts and what we're thinking. Wands, which connects to the spirit, is linked to free will and the ability to create. And Cups, connecting with emotions, also of course links to feelings and relationships. As they connect with earth, wind, fire, and water elements, these also relate to the star signs. Pentacles is connected to earth signs. swords to air signs, wands to fire signs, and cups to water signs. You can actually also read tarot with a regular 52 card playing deck. It's almost the same except with no major arcana at all and one less court card in each suit. The way the suits in the tarot link to a 52 playing card deck is as follows. Pentacles links to diamonds, swords to spades, wands to clubs, and cups to hearts. Also, the jokers in a regular deck of playing cards can be seen as the Fool. And with the way I read, if the jokers are visually different enough, I read one as the Fool and one as the World. But that's just me. Court cards. Now that we've gained an understanding of the 4 suits in the tarot deck, we have the court cards within each suit. Each of the suits has a page, a knight, a queen, and a king, all of which constitute the court cards. There are 4 court cards in each suit, with a total of 16 cards constituting the court cards in a typical tarot deck. Each of the different types of court cards have meanings linked to their suits, as we explored just before, and then each court card has an even more specific meaning again in relation to the type of court card they are. Court cards are linked to people or personality types in our life. They can reflect either an aspect of ourselves or can be describing other people who are directly or indirectly involved in the specific reading. As a good rule of thumb, viewing court cards can be seen like this. Pages are feminine, receptive, inexperienced, and learning. Knights are masculine, assertive, inexperienced, and action-based. Queens are feminine, receptive, experienced, and emotion-based. And kings are masculine, assertive, experienced, and power-based. There are also links between the different types of court cards and their personality types. For instance, both pages and knights are inexperienced. Both pages and queens are feminine and receptive. Both knights and kings are masculine and assertive, and both queens and kings are experienced. Pages tend to be the youngest and can sometimes be children. Knights are more adolescent or young adult, and kings and queens tend to be older and wiser. However, in some readings, a page or a knight can simply signify a person that is younger than the individual being read for, and a king or queen can be someone older. This can vary depending on the age of the person being read for. For instance, a younger person might have a lot of pages in their reading, and this could be around this person's age. An older person might have a lot of kings and queens in their reading, and these people or personality types could be around this person's age. It is always a little bit subjective, to say the least. And court cards can really make a tarot reading very interesting, as they bring in the element of relationships into any tarot reading. A final main important aspect to the tarot is the numbers. Each number from 1 through to 10 has a specific meaning. Just like with all of the tarot, there are a few different interpretations of what the numbers mean exactly. However, from my own learning and when I read, I see the numbers to have the meanings as follows. Aces and ones represent new beginnings, inspiration, and offerings. Twos represent choices, dualities, and unions. Threes represent creativity, connection, and growth. Fours represent stability and foundations. Fives represent change, imbalance, and disharmony. Sixes represent balance and harmony. Sevens represent victory, action, and challenges. Eights represent being in flow and power. Nines represent independence, self-autonomy, and completions. And tens also represent completions, as well as finalizations and closure. I know that it seems a bit strange that I learnt to read both nines and tens as completions. though 9 can be seen as the final of the single-digit numbers before double digits start the cycle over again with 1 and 0. I'll show you how I see this using the meanings of the numbers traveling through the analogy of a party from start to finish. I'll go through it now. 1 would be the spark of inspiration to throw a party. 2 would be deciding what kind of party to throw. 3 would be planning for the party. 4 would be locking in the party dates and sending out the invites. 5 would be the change in energy that comes as the party invites start to come back and things start to shift in the life of the party host. 6 would be confirmation of numbers and confirmation of the event starting very soon. 7 would be starting and throwing the party and getting into the swing of it all. 8 would be the party in full swing and really thriving and flowing smoothly. 9 now comes around when the party is done and everyone is asked to leave. In essence, the party being completed. And 10 is where everyone has completely left and is more about sweeping the floor, cleaning up, and getting ready to restore the venue and life back to its original state. 10 can be seen as the start of a new cycle in essence again, because it's really back to the start of the single-digit numbers with a 1 and a 0 in front of it again. That's how I interpret the numbers, and I do hope my party analogy assisted your understanding. Just ask any questions in the comment section below if you'd like to understand further. Keep in mind once more that every reader has their own differences and slight variations of the interpretations of the cards. All of the information that I'm giving you is based off of my own learning and tarot experience. And as you continue to explore and learn on your own journey of discovering the secrets of the tarot, you will find other meanings and resources which can expand your knowledge and practice further. You may find as you evolve your own practice that you assign different fundamental meanings to your cards, and that's also completely fine. I believe that there are no right or wrong interpretations of the tarot cards, only different interpretations which work for each of us as individuals. And there you have it, how to read and understand the basic fundamentals of tarot within 20 minutes. Understanding these elements will really help you give more accurate readings. If this video benefited you and you're really keen to dive deeper into tarot and its meaning further, there are additional aspects to the tarot which are of super benefit to understand for reading accurately and intuitively, and these are of course as follows: individual upright meanings and individual reversal meanings, as well as the star signs associated with each individual card. It is a lot easier to read the tarot when you take the time to learn the individual meanings of each card. If you'd like to learn more about these individual meanings, both in the upright and in the reverse, as well as the links to the star signs, then give this video a like, comment below, and I'll create individual videos on all of these aspects as well, and we'll add them into the description when they are complete and available. Hit that subscribe button as well so that you don't miss any new videos on how to learn, understand, and read the tarot, as well as any new manifestation videos that I release. I've also put a multitude of useful available resources in the description below to assist you with your learning and tarot reading quest. Thank you so much for watching. Have an absolutely wonderful space time wherever you are, and I'll catch you in your next video. Bye!